So I've gone back and forth several times already about whether or not she even make this video today. I even recorded it and deleted it already, but whatever. We're here now. We're gonna do this. And this is something I'd gone over before. About a year ago, when Etika had killed himself, I made a really long video talking about depression and suicide, my experiences with it, what I've noticed, how it feels, and I did my best to try to describe it from my perspective. It's really long. I'm not going to go over all that again, but if you want to check that out, I'll leave the link in the description so you can have more insight as to where I come from with all that. As for this video, we've hit the 1 year mark in a world without Etika, and it kind of shows, if I'm being honest. I made a really kind of like long-winded like Facebook post. I'm not gonna read it here verbatim, but I'll kind of go over some of the highlights of it, interject more thoughts into it, because even though it was kind of long, I kind of try to also keep it as like short and concise as possible. But yeah, so the other day I was going through some of the like top Nintendo YouTubers channels, and I was trying to study their content, see what they're all doing, how can I improve my channel. You know, my channel's kind of small as it is right now, and I want it to grow. How do I get from here to there? Let's study the top people in the game. Makes sense, right? So I was going through there, and I noticed it was like the same content. Like everyone was putting out the exact same thing. It was just people like going over, you know, news highlights. You know, they would sometimes provide like product or game reviews, and they might embellish them with their opinions here and there. But honestly, if I showed you those videos and you didn't know the differences in like the voices, you would think you're watching the same channel. And I was pretty blown away that a lot of the top Nintendo YouTubers are putting out the same content, and in my opinion, like it's not even very entertaining. It's just straight up informational. And that's when I thought of Etika. Again, this was a couple of days ago. It wasn't today. Definitely thought about it today though. But yeah, it got me thinking back to Etika and how in this vast ocean of Nintendo YouTubers, you know, kind of doing all the same thing, he had rose to that high level, that top level of like Nintendo YouTube status by doing his own thing. Like he forged his own path. He did it his own way. He was being true to himself. He didn't, don't get me wrong, he has his like reactions and everything, but he has this energy no one else had. Still, no one else has it. He brought out, I feel like he brought out a really good, like really good emotions in all of this as far as the Nintendo community goes. And our space here, I don't know if the whole fan base just feels so much smaller without him, if that makes sense. So yeah, I was fortunate enough to meet Etika once at a Super Smash Con. I think it was either 2016 or 2017. I don't really remember, but it was a few years ago. And even though I only met him the one time, I only had the one interaction with him, I'm a pretty good judge of character. Like when it comes to my gut feelings, when it comes to like the vibes people give off, I'm pretty good. Not 100%, but more often than not, I'm usually right when it comes to these things. And Etika is he was nothing but positive vibes, good energy. He was the same person in person as he is on camera. On camera, sure, he's a little exaggerated, you know, to build up more hype and get more views, but that's still who he was. And he was still the same person like when I met him. Just mad chill, mad cool, and tall as fuck. Like, if I post up the video, post up the picture on here, you'll see it's a combination of he's really tall and I'm really short. But I remember meeting him, and of course he was big, and I looked up to him in a little literal and metaphorical sense, obviously. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, how do I get from here to there? Like, how do I get to this status? Like, how can I achieve that level of success with the Nintendo fan base? It's like, we're not the same at all. Like, obviously, like, looks wise, like, we're completely different. We're personality wise, I feel like we're in completely different worlds. Just not even the same person. I mean, obviously, but yeah, I was just, I don't know. How do I, again, I was just thinking to myself, it's like, how do I reach that level when we're nothing alike? And then I learned later that there was more similarities between me and Etika than I'd originally thought. So me and Etika obviously are huge fans of Nintendo. You'll be hard pressed to find a bigger Nintendo fan than me. We were both the same age. Etika's just like a couple months older. So it was, that was added another layer, I guess, to the inspiration for me, was that we were the same age, we had the same interests, and then he was able to go on and do the things he did. It's pretty inspiring, if you ask me. And unfortunately, we both struggled with the same demons. Like I said, I'm not going to get into it here. It's a really long video talking about my battle with depression and suicide, and it's a bitch. It is one hell of a struggle. If you've never been there before, count your blessings. It's one of those things where the more you do it, it doesn't get any easier. Like anything else you do, like with repetition, it gets easier. That's not one of them. I promise you that. So when he was going on his downward spiral of bad decisions and, you know, controversies and just losing it, it was very heartbreaking for me to watch. And the way that the internet was handling it and responding to him absolutely disgusted me. Like, it was very obvious he was not okay, and everyone just still kept pushing him, kicking the man while he's down, I guess. But yeah, that really bothered me. And then of course, when he actually did kill himself, I was absolutely blown away. I was at work. I actually stepped outside the building, tried to catch my breath, gather my thoughts. I had so many questions I was asking myself, and one of the main ones was like, okay, I know I met this dude the one time. Why is this bothering me as much as it is? And if I'm being honest here, I didn't really keep up with Etika like that. Like, I watched a few of his videos and, like, obviously some of his clips that people would just repost everywhere, but I wasn't like popping in his streams all the time or this and that. I didn't really follow him like that much, which again really added to the confusion I was having with myself. Like, why is this really bothering me? I couldn't answer it. I had some more questions. I was like, this is a guy the internet loved, and the internet drove him to this point. If they're capable of doing, how can they do this to someone they love? But, like, more importantly, what can the internet do to someone they hate? And then I was just really, I guess, kind of in denial. I was asking myself, like, is this really the world I live in, where there can be this what do we call him? Internet star, Nintendo star, whatever, that everyone loves, but so-called fans can drive him to do that. I lost a lot of faith in humanity that day. I'm not saying that as a joke, I really did. I don't understand how we collectively really like rallied and loved Etika and then did that. So yeah, it still bothers me. And I guess if I were to take a shot in the dark here, why it affected me so much is that obviously he was very big face in our community, and also there was those very strong parallels I was able to draw between me and him. I'm not saying like we were exactly the same, but I don't know, I guess I just felt more connected to him than I originally thought. So yeah, it hits different, I swear, man. Like being on YouTube, being a Nintendo fan, trying to forge my own way to the top, looking at Etika as this huge inspiration, a dude that was the same age, did what I was trying to do, and made it. Like I said, I guess it just hit me different. But yeah, I don't, that's more or less the post that I had put up, like again with a lot of extra thoughts in there. Yeah, he's gone. He's been gone for a year. It's left this huge void within our community and just, I guess, the Nintendo fandom in general. It hasn't been the same. I don't think it's ever going to be the same. And I am going to do my best now to take YouTube more seriously and try to, you know, make it as far as I can go. But I'm by no means going to be an Etika replacement. That's not going to happen. No one's going to do that. Those are shoes that no one can fill. Etika was truly a one-of-a-kind person. I cannot state that enough. So, yeah. Etika, Desmond, if this ever makes it out to you, you were the hype. You were genuine. You were one of a kind. You affected us way more than you ever thought you could. And the feelings of joy and inspiration you brought to us will always live on. So, thank you for everything.